All the fats are burned. Why isn't God accepting my sacrifice? And what does he say?
I want to come back. I want to
Yeah.
come back to the tears, weeping, and moaning. When we finish the other, I want to come back there because I feel like that's important.
Okay.
But you ask, because of what? Because Jehovah is a witness between you and the wife of your youth, with whom you've broken faith.
And again, which you have betrayed. And in the previous passage, it also said broken faith, but it's, again, bagad, to betray. And we saw betrayal means I've got a wife and I'm off with another woman. That's what betrayal means. I'm not fulfilling my husbandly duties to the best of my ability. Now look, if there's a man who says we used to do it 6 times a week, I'm now older, I can't do 6, once every 2 weeks. That's not betrayal. But if you're, this might not be appropriate for the younger, more sensitive viewer, as they used to say on PBS. If you're off with the other woman and you could do it a certain number of times, but now you're like, I can't give it to you because I'm with her, that's bagad, that's betrayal. All right.
So you have betrayed, though she is your partner and covenanted spouse. What does it say in Hebrew?
She is your friend and the wife of your covenant.
Your friend and the wife of your covenant. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad. Did not the one make all, so that all remaining life breath is his? And what does that one seek but godly folk? Okay, that's
not exactly what it says, but let's not get into that.
All right, so be careful of your life.
Yeah, the important thing is the end of the verse. It says, be careful of your spirit and do not betray the wife of your youth. And then it says, because he hated divorce, says Jehovah of hosts, and he covered his garment with violence or corruption. Hamas, says Jehovah of hosts. So
could that be sexual corruption?
It absolutely could, right?
Okay.
So the reason God destroyed the world in the flood was Hamas. The world was filled with Hamas, which is violence, sexual corruption, has a broad meaning, deception, right? So what is he really doing here? What is the husband doing? How is he betraying the wife of his youth? He is betraying her by not divorcing her. He says, why should I divorce her? She makes such good chicken soup. She takes such good care of the kids. I'm just going to go get some on the side. I'm not going to divorce her. She's my amma. She's my maidservant. She's going to do my laundry, which is requiring like beating stuff on a rock with like, with like a, right? They didn't have washing machines, right? So he's like, I don't want to divorce her. She's a perfectly good wife.
Or maybe she's like a sweater, his favorite sweater.
So that's a possibility as well, right? There's this idea that men are very territorial and they have this attitude. And it's a very apt attitude for what it says in verse 16. We'll get to that. Meaning it's a very apt analogy. Meaning there's this idea that a man has a sweater. It's his favorite sweater. He's never going to wear it. And they say to him, give it to charity. Someone else will enjoy it. No, this is my sweater. I don't want some other man wearing my sweater. So there's this jealousy kind of idea that does exist. It's part of maybe the male attitude. I don't want her, but I don't want anybody else to be with her either. Right? There is that kind of attitude that I think is part of the male character, or for many men at least. I think most men.
Possessiveness of their wife a little bit, maybe.
Or a former wife, right? Meaning
a former wife.
I don't want her. I can't stand her, but I don't want to know that if there's some other guy having her, I don't want to know about it. So there is that aspect, meaning either he wants to stay married to her because he likes some of the things she does. He just doesn't want to fulfill the 3 duties. He's like, I'll give you a place to stay. I'll give you clothing and I'll give you food. But that third thing, I'm getting that somewhere else. That's what the betrayal is. So it's because the man hated to divorce that he's covering his garment with violence, or with Hamas, with sexual immorality. And the sexual immorality is he's off with another woman. He's probably, in this case, off with a foreign woman. He's like, she gives it to me for free.
And then you look back at verse 13 where it says,
yeah,
you cover the altar of Jehovah with tears, weeping and moaning. And, I just can relate to that for women or men who have been in situations that have been, it's a very it's a very hard thing to deal with betrayal when you're married. The type of, when your husband's with some other woman. And I went through that, and I just can so relate to this situation. I mean, in such a deep way. And I know so many women and men can.
So, yeah, for sure.